There are people who look at their lives and know logically that they're not doing badly. They have a job, they have income, maybe even savings, and still, there's tension inside. Not panic, not fear, just a quiet feeling that money could become a problem at any moment. If this sounds familiar, it doesn't mean you're bad with money. It means no one ever taught you how the human brain actually experiences financial safety. And once you understand that, something deep begins to change. Most people don't wake up and say, "I'm financially anxious." They just check their bank account too often. They think too far ahead. They struggle to relax even when nothing is obviously wrong. They function, they work, they move forward. But inside, their mind is always slightly occupied with money. Not because of greed, because of a need for safety. And that constant background tension slowly drains energy, focus, and clarity. Here's the part that most people don't understand. Money doesn't create stress because it's missing. It creates stress because of how the brain reacts to uncertainty. Your brain doesn't analyze numbers. It doesn't care about spreadsheets. It asks one simple question. If something goes wrong, do I know how to handle it? When the answer isn't clear, tension turns on, even if there's enough money right now. This is why two people with the exact same financial situation can feel completely different. One feels calm, the other feels constantly on edge. The difference isn't income, it's psychological control. And this is where a loop begins. You check your situation, a thought about the future appears, a small tension shows up. That tension makes you think even more about the future. Then you start making small decisions from pressure. You delay things, you play it too safe, you avoid growth, and the loop reinforces itself. This doesn't happen because you're irresponsible. It happens because your brain is trying to protect you from uncertainty. Many people believe the stress will disappear once they reach the next number. A higher salary, more savings, more security. But what usually happens is that the brain simply moves the worry line. Before, you were afraid of not having enough. Now you're afraid of losing what you have. So the pressure stays, even as the situation improves. This is the shift most people never make. Financial safety is not built from a number. It's built from internal capability, from knowing, I can handle change. And once that foundation starts to form, the pressure begins to drop, even before the numbers change. So let's talk about what actually works. The first step is learning to separate reality from the story in your head. Whenever money stresses you out, pause and write down two things. What is actually happening right now? Real income, real expenses, real facts. Then ask yourself, what story is my mind telling about the future? Most financial stress comes from living inside a future scenario that hasn't happened. Separating those two immediately gives you back control. The second step is building a response plan, not a perfect financial plan. Ask yourself, if my income dropped by 30% tomorrow, what would I do? Not the perfect solution, not the ideal outcome. Just 3 realistic steps. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. The brain doesn't calm down when everything is perfect. It calms down when it knows it won't freeze. The third step is the deepest one. In moments of financial stress, the brain asks a destructive question. What if I mess this up? That question creates fear. You deliberately replace it with a different one. What is the smartest thing I can do right now? Not next year. Not long term. Right now. This single shift moves the brain from fear into leadership, from paralysis into action. And this is where real change begins. When these 3 things work together, something important happens. You stop confusing stories with reality. You know how you'll respond if things change. And your mind learns to trust you again. Money stops controlling you. you start controlling how you relate to it. The stress doesn't disappear completely, but it no longer runs your decisions. And that's the difference between living in constant financial tension and living with internal stability. If you've made it this far, it means something here touched you. And it also says something about you. You're not looking for shallow tips. You're someone who's willing to go deeper into how your mind actually works around the most important areas of life. I recommend watching more videos on this channel, where we talk about money, decisions, and control, and go deeper into the psychology behind the things that truly shape our lives. Stay here. This work compounds.